Hello and welcome back to Word Unlocked. I'm Jake.
And I'm Sarah. And today's word has two very different lives. One is medical, one is technological, and both are about the same core idea, perceiving something that is not actually real.
Yes, and the tech version of this word has become one of the most important words in AI right now. If you work with technology, you need this word. Sarah, the word?
Hallucinate.
Hallucinate. Let's learn it.
Hallucinate means to perceive something that does not exist. In medicine, you see or hear things that are not there. In technology, an AI system generates information that sounds completely real and confident, but is entirely made up.
Both meanings share the same core. Something appears real, something is presented as real, but it is not real. It never existed. That gap between appearance and reality, that is hallucination.
Now the chunks.
Chunk 1. AI hallucinations. The noun. False information generated confidently by an AI model. Not a guess, not an approximation, a complete fabrication, delivered with total confidence as if it were fact.
For example, the report included 3 research papers that turned out to be AI hallucinations. The papers sounded real, had realistic titles, realistic authors, realistic journals. None of them existed, all hallucinated.
AI hallucinations are genuinely dangerous because they don't look like errors. They look like facts, professionally presented, confidently stated, and completely false. The confidence is the trap.
Always verify. Always. Especially statistics, quotes, named sources. These are the most common hallucination targets. Verify everything before you use it.
Chunk 2. Prone to hallucinating. A known tendency. This specific model, this specific tool, has a pattern of inventing information. You need to know this before you trust its output.
For example, this older version of the model is highly prone to hallucinating when asked about recent events. It doesn't know, but instead of saying, "I don't know," it invents, confidently. It is prone to hallucinating.
Prone to hallucinating is an important phrase for evaluating AI tools. Not all models are equally reliable. Some are more prone to hallucinating than others. Knowing which ones protects you.
Chunk 3. Hallucinated data. Numbers, quotes, statistics, research findings that look completely legitimate but were fabricated entirely by the AI. Hallucinated data.
For example, the financial projections in this report are hallucinated data. None of these figures come from real sources. They look professional, they are formatted correctly, they are completely invented. Hallucinated data.
Hallucinated data is particularly dangerous in business, in law, in medicine, in any field where decisions are made based on numbers. If the numbers are hallucinated, the decisions built on them are built on nothing.
Chunk 4. Hallucinate things or voices. The traditional medical meaning. Physically perceiving something, seeing it, hearing it, that does not exist in the real world.
For example, after 4 days without sleep, she began to hallucinate. She heard voices in empty rooms. Her brain, exhausted beyond its limit, started generating experiences that had no external source. She was hallucinating.
Hallucinating in the medical sense is always a serious signal. The brain is under extreme stress, whether from sleep deprivation, high fever, certain medications, or mental health conditions.
And chunk 5. Auditory hallucinations or visual hallucinations, the clinical terms. Auditory, hearing things that are not there. Visual, seeing things that are not there.
For example, the patient reported auditory hallucinations, specifically hearing music in silence. Not imagining music, actually hearing it, vividly, but externally, silence. Auditory hallucinations.
These are clinical terms used by doctors, in medical records, in diagnoses. If you or someone you know experiences these, that is a conversation for a medical professional, not something to ignore or dismiss.
Two stories. Mine first about AI hallucinations. A while ago, I was using an AI tool to research a topic for a project. I asked for examples, specific cases, with names, dates, and outcomes. The tool responded immediately. 5 detailed examples, perfectly formatted, completely convincing. I used 2 of them in my draft, and then, before submitting, I tried to find the original sources to add proper citations. I could not find a single one. I searched everywhere. The companies named did not exist. The events described never happened. The dates invented. All 5 examples hallucinated completely.
And you had almost submitted it?
Almost. If I hadn't tried to verify, I would have presented hallucinated data as real research. The lesson: AI confidence is not evidence of accuracy. Verify before you use, every single time.
The tool didn't warn you, it just answered, as if it knew.
Exactly. The hallucination was delivered with the same confidence as a real fact. That is what makes it so dangerous. There's no uncertainty signal. No, I'm not sure about this. Just, here is the information, which was not information at all.
My story is about the medical use, Hallucinate, and it is about a period of extreme sleep deprivation. Several years ago, I was working on a major deadline. 3 very intense days, very little sleep, mostly coffee, almost no breaks. By the end of day 3, something strange started happening. I would look at a word on my screen and it would seem to move, slightly, just enough to notice. Letters shifting, lines blurring.
Tension, visual hallucinations from exhaustion.
Mild ones, very mild, but real. My brain was generating visual experiences that didn't match reality because it had nothing left. It was running on empty.
What did you do?
I stopped. I slept for 9 hours, and when I woke up, the words were still again, everything back to normal. But that experience stayed with me because it was a very clear message from my brain. You have gone too far. This is the signal. Stop.
The brain hallucinates when it has nothing left to give. It is not a malfunction. It is a warning. Listen to it.
Your body will always tell you when enough is enough. The question is whether you listen before it gets to that point.
Okay, let's finish. Hallucinate, to perceive something that does not exist. In medicine, seeing or hearing things that are not there. In technology, an AI generating false information with complete confidence.
Your 5 chunks. AI hallucinations. False information generated confidently by an AI model. Prone to hallucinating. A known tendency of a model to invent information instead of admitting it doesn't know. Hallucinated data. Numbers, quotes, or facts that look real but were entirely fabricated. Hallucinate things or voices, the medical experience of perceiving something that has no external reality, and auditory or visual hallucinations, the clinical terms for hearing or seeing things that don't exist.
Homework today. Next time you use an AI tool, pick one specific fact it gives you, one statistic, one named source, one date, and verify it independently. Just one. See what you find.
AI is an extraordinary tool, but it is not a truth machine. It is a pattern machine, and sometimes the pattern produces something that looks like truth but is not. Verify. Always.
Confidence is not accuracy. Always check the source.
Thanks for listening to Word Unlocked. See you next time.
Stay curious, stay skeptical, verify everything. Later.
Even this podcast?
Especially this podcast. Later.